Main things to remember, we can only simplify when we're multiplying. Here, in both of these questions, we're dividing. Other thing I wrote down to remember is remember your fraction rules. So what is your fraction rule for dividing? Fraction rule for dividing, keep the first one the same, change to multiplying, and flip your second one. Okay? What does 7n squared mean? 2 7n's, right? You might want to, and I'm going to do that right now. You can rewrite this as another line if you want. I'm going to change it to 7n times 7n. Okay. What could you cancel right away? Sort of the things that are obvious, I'll start with red. You can cancel 1 7 with 1 7. It's kind of nice that I changed that 7n to 7n times 7n, because you wouldn't be able to do it if you kept that with the squared there. Because order of operations, exponents have to happen before multiplying and dividing. But now I can cancel out that 7. Okay? Next, purple. I'll look at numbers. Anything else you see that you could do with numbers? Okay, I see the 12 and the 4. Can you see that the 12 would get canceled with the 4? Now, that's going to leave a 1 there. It's going to leave a 3 there. The thing I get worried about is, if you put a 3 there, are you going to remember the negative? If you're going to remember the negative, fine. If you're not going to remember the negative, then maybe I would have had you do, right? Maybe you do this. I'm going to pick up the purple pen, right? Stroke out the 12 with the negative and replace it with a negative 3. It's really important that that negative stays, because this whole fraction is going to be negative in the end. Next, I did numbers in purple. I'm going to do variables in green. And there might be some times that if you think it's getting too busy, right? If you think it's getting too busy, you could preliminary say, okay, I canceled out the regular stuff that's obvious. I've canceled out some numbers. Maybe I want to take the time and rewrite this at this point. On the top, what am I left with? A negative 3 and an n cubed. On the bottom, what am I left with? All my numbers will just be a 7, and n times n would be n squared. So some of you might want to take a preliminary, like, getting messy, clean things up, what do I have left? Others of you will be like, no, I think I can do it all at once, I'm careful. So here I'd be like, hey, I have both of these n's would cancel out with 2 of these n's on top, leaving me with 1 n on top. Or, if you simplified it, you'd be like, these will be both canceled out with 2 of those, leaving 1 on top. Either way, you would get to this as a final answer. We've got negative 3, we've got 1 n left on top, and 7 on the bottom. And of course, the textbook has told us that n can't equal 0. So some people be like, you know what? I'm messy, so I'm going to do one thing at a time and rewrite it. Okay? Always double check when you rewrite something that you haven't forgotten something, because again, this is a unit that it's super easy to make small mistakes because you just aren't paying attention. And I'd hate to have you lose marks because you're not paying attention, right? We want our mark to show us as best as possible what we're able to do. But one of the things that pre-calculus is about is like, lots of jobs require you to pay attention. Lots of jobs that do not require math, but they want you to pay attention. You don't want your pilot to be like, yeah, I didn't really pay attention during landing. Hey, that's not what I want, right? your bus driver to be like, I pay attention most of the time. Paying attention is important. And pre-calculus is one of those courses that helps us develop that skill. Probably the best way it helps you develop that skill is when you get your quizzes back and you do one of those, oh man, I didn't pay attention. You get kind of mad at yourself, like, oh, I can't believe I did that. And we've all had that happen on tests before, or quizzes. Everyone. So it helps us learn to pay attention. Right? As a teacher, I make mistakes up on here every once in a while because I don't pay attention for a moment. It's normal, but it's something that we want to strive to get better at doing. Okay, so B, I'm going to rewrite B. 5, x minus 3 over 2x. And since we're dividing, I'm going to keep the first one the same and change to multiplying. 3x times x plus 5 divided by 10 x minus 3. Oh, and I'm going to have fun making a small mistake in this one. Sorry. But I'll just make the mistake right at the end, I'll tell you. Okay? So, I'll take out the red pen because to start off with is the exciting things. Do you notice that we're multiplying all the way through? Again, they were nice to us and factored everything completely. Do you see any factors that are identical? Yes. You make Star Wars noises, makes it even more fun to cancel. Those will go away right away. Anything else that I would see right away that I would cancel, I'd probably, those X's are identical factors on the top and the bottom. They can cancel right away. So that'll be the first thing that we do when it's multiplying and things are identical. Cancel those out first. Yes? Cancel the 5 and the 10. I'll do that next in purple because that's like it's canceling, but it's a bit of simplifying, right? So here, I look at 5 over 2, no, 3 over 10, but the 5 and the 10 can reduce to 1 over 2. So I would do that next. And I'm looking through, I don't see anything else. Sometimes you're going to think you don't see anything else when you write your final answer. So let's say, okay, I don't think I see anything else, so I think I'm ready to write. What about my numbers on the top? 1 times 3, that's a 3. Do I have any variables or any other factors left on top? Yes, I have an x plus 5. Numbers on the bottom, now I have a 2 times a 2, which is a 4. Do I have any variables left on the bottom? No. Sometimes you're going to think you were done, but when you rewrite it, you'd be like, oh, there's still more I could do. So when we rewrite it, we always do a check. Is there anything more that I can do? We do a check, and we're careful when we rewrote stuff. Did I miss anything? Okay? And here I'm going to make a mistake, a subtle one. I'm going to list the non-permissible values. And go to my original here, and my non-permissible value of an x on the bottom. Would you agree one of the non-permissible values, x can't be 0? Okay? Go to the bottom over here, I have an x minus 3. So another non-permissible value is x can't equal 3, because that would make me divide by 0 there. And I made a little mistake. You can check the answer at the bottom. Did they write non-permissible values? They did. They have an extra one that I don't have. How come? I checked my denominator here. I checked my denominator here. Yes?
Because the fraction is different before you flip it from multiplication.
Yes. So what I'm going to do right now is, and this is going to be something that I would recommend that we can do sometime when we're solving a question like this. Is I'm going to, well, I was going to pull out a highlighter. That was the plan. Plan was to pull out a highlighter. It's a dangerous plan because it causes the program to crash, obviously. This is not a good screen. so nervous to try to hit the highlighter button. It's half. So we're dividing here, we're dividing here, and originally if we would go up, we also have to realize these are all the places we're dividing. Some of them got over highlighted, like I highlighted the 2x there, it's highlighted there as well, right? But at the top, here originally we were dividing by another 3x, which I already listed x as 0 as one of the non-permissible values, but also the x plus 5, so I would have to add x can't equal negative 5 as a third one as well. So when we're looking for non-permissible values, it's not bad to go to every single fraction you did and all of your work that you did. Highlight every fraction thing that's on the bottom and look for non-permissible values in all of those highlighted parts. Okay, questions you can circle here. 4, 5b. Now you can circle 5b. And in 6, you can now circle C and D. And 11, you can now circle part B.